Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. It's me, Andy, and I'm joined this week by the guy that won't let me play Atlas game. Please, Mikey, please let me play Persona 3 on stream. Please.
I don't.
Please.
It's not my choice.
Mike,
it's not my choice.
Please,
it's not my choice. I didn't. It's not my choice.
All the deadbeats are asking for it. They're begging you, Mikey. Please.
I listened to that for an hour and a half in the car, and it nearly put me to sleep. And I mean that in a good way. I'm just like, I feel so relaxed. Why am I feeling so relaxed?
You did not. Did you see the backgrounds then that you had going?
Yeah, well, I had seen the increasingly weird backgrounds.
Yeah, slightly disturbing.
Of her head rotating round and round and round and round and round.
In a horrible spiral. It reminded me of the Junji Ito stories. The good ones. Uzumaki. Yeah, Callie, she wants to play Persona 3 apparently.
Yeah, she does. And yeah.
quite badly. How long did you say the stream was in total?
An hour and a half.
An hour and a half. And this was no joke. The entire stream was her begging to play the game.
Like Andy was doing for an hour and a half.
It was it was quite impressive because she found different ways to ask for it as well. But
ranging from I can do it without blah 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 blah. I could kill you.
Yes.
That was one of them. I'm not threatening you, but I do have a scythe. I could kill you.
This is perfect. She did get permission though a few days before that though to sing Persona 3 music on stream. I think though, didn't she?
Yeah.
So the door is open. I guess it's just will they let her go through it? It's a shame because I like I said to you, I still don't like Persona 3. I just don't like its combat system. I really hate that you can't control the rest of your party and you only make suggestions to them.
Yeah, no, I've never liked that. Something I really didn't like about Final Fantasy 12.
Which one was 12?
The one with the rabbit.
Oh yeah, you did that in there as well, didn't? With Vaughn, was it Vaughn?
Yeah.
Was that the one?
The one where they had to make a sparkly by shonen boy because they got told by marketing you have to put this in the game.
Yeah, because the Han Solo dude, the bunny girl's boyfriend or something, was meant to be the hero, wasn't he?
Bosch was Baltier. No, was it? No, Bosch. It was Bosch. It was Bosch. It was Bosch and the princess and Ash. Bosch and Ash. They were supposed to be the main characters, and then they got told really late in production they had to put the guy in because well he sells pretty boy sell, and the problem was they didn't have an opportunity to make any narrative changes, so he has nothing to do with the story.
I can't even remember. I think for 12 I got up to. Did you finish it or did you not finish it?
I don't think I did.
I got up to the sewer level. If that reminds you, if that sends a little spark in your brain of, I remember the sewers. I got up to there at some point and just went, no more. No, I'm done. I thought it was lame. I got really bored of it and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I remember I was at a stage where I started trying to get summons. The different summons, there were some free summons or some early ones, but it was one of those games where it was very much like an MMO in that the fact that the difference in strength between the optional bosses and the regular bosses was so ridiculously high.
That sounds familiar.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't enjoyable for me to try and get to a stage where I could take on those summons and get those summons.
Did it play like an MMO as well?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I did. I think that is where my love for Final Fantasy was killed. It was moided in the streets, and I was like, no more Final Fantasy. This is just the end of my journey with you. That's pretty much been true, because the only one I've gone back to is 7, which in retrospect I'm kind of looking at and I don't know. I don't know if I'll
go to hell. Go to hell. I'll fight you in the street, and you know I will.
That's fine, but man, that was not a well-paced game.
I'll fuck you up.
That was a really badly
I'll
paced
fuck
game.
you the fuck up. Boy.
Are you saying I'm wrong?
I'm saying that you're messing with my kids. Like, you've crossed... There are lines I will take. You can bash in 15 all you want, but you leave my boy alone.
I'll take the original. I'm not as much for remake.
I like the remake. I don't know how they're going to manage all Final Fantasy VII in a trilogy, but I like the remake a lot, and I will beat you in the street in front of
They'll
children.
do what they did with Lord of the Rings and just bloat it up. The Hobbit, I mean.
Andy, the problem isn't that they have to bloat it up. It's just like, how the fuck do you fit Final Fantasy VII into 3 games like that? Like, when it took them that long to do Midgar, which is the first 12 hours of the game.
Yeah.
I think it's more like they'd have to, like, start ripping bits out.
I guess. It makes you think, then why did they kind of drag the first one out as much as they did?
I'll fuck you up. I'll do it. You think I'm kidding? I'm not.
I'm not hearing any argument to hear I'm wrong. I'm just hearing, like, angry.
There's no point arguing with stupid people. There's no point. Like, people who are wrong, you don't argue with them. You punch them in the street.
The combat was okay.
I will.
It was okay.
There are times, Andy, I realize that we come from different worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And that my world is better.
Okay, I don't know about that. I think I prefer a turn-based strategy than a pseudo half-baked Devil May Cry game.
I shave you and leave you out in the road like a turd in the wind.
I need a shave. My hair's getting long.
That's your choice.
That's true. It's true. But we're not here to talk about Final Fantasy and its failings as a remake. We're here to talk about Transformers today.
Murder you!
Transformers and all of its news. Granted, there's not a huge amount, but there is a little bit.
Failures of remakes? Let's go through the history of Transformers.
Okay, if you want.
There's a lot of shit in there.
Yes, I wouldn't argue with you on those. I don't think I'd argue with you on those. I guess it would really depend on which ones that you pulled up and were like this one, and be like, yeah, probably.
Which ones do you like? Then I'll tell you their shit.
I like Transformers Prime.
That shit. Oh, I can't even pretend.
No, I know. That's the thing. We're going to kick off with third party because that's the most consistent news source that we have at the moment, as it is this time of year. So we're starting off with Shockwave Labs SL95 A, B, and C War for Cybertron kits.
Yep.
A, B, and C. What are A, B, and C? Well, let's go through. The items designed after what we saw in the War for Cybertron cartoon, which was known for being amazing, cool, and everybody loved it more than Final Fantasy VII Remake. We have the Allspark, the grenade, and a rifle. A rifle? That's what that is?
I'm picturing you burning in a fire, but I'm not saying nothing.
That's not a rifle, that's a pistol.
I'm using my new type powers. I've decided I'm a new type.
Oh, okay. Have you been in space long enough to develop them?
I want your brain to explode.
I want that.
I'm watching Gundam X, so technically you don't have to be in space to develop new type powers.
Does it not happen in Gundam X? I can't remember.
Tifa wasn't from space.
Was she not? Okay.
She was just born randomly.
Tifa's special, though. Unlike the one from Final Fantasy VII.
Andy, come on. Even you can't pick on Tifa.
No, I know. I wanted to take the shot, though.
You want to take the shot? I'll take the shot. I instantly regret this.
So what do you think of each of these three little things, then? Because the Allspark, I think, looks okay, even though it looks really clunky being held in the hand.
Yeah.
What the hell's B again? Oh, grenades. The grenades look a bit lame.
Yeah, I didn't realize what they were, but I'll take your word for it.
And the rifle.
Which
is tenuous calling it a rifle.
I would say Shockwave is not doing their top line work.
Oh,
also, these look really 3D printed.
Yeah,
I'm hoping these are prototypes or something, because usually their stuff doesn't look 3D printed. Like, these have a Shapeways vibe to them.
Yeah, especially the grenades, which have like a pixely kind of look to them.
Yeah, they've got that texture, they've got that really rough texture that...
These could be prototypes at this point.
Hopefully.
But... Also, the fact that the handles aren't painted on the things really doesn't help at all.
Well, I suppose like they're thinking is like, oh, don't paint the handles because the paint will come off.
I mean, that's fair enough, but don't have them as just the kind of translucenty white plastic that you get from, when you 3D print stuff in white. I don't know, Mikey. I don't know. I don't even remember the rifle. When was the rifle used? Who used the rifle?
Who knows? I don't even remember. There were grenades.
There were probably grenades.
Maybe.
It's war. There's probably a grenade or two in there, I'm sure. The Allspark's okay, though. So again, like I say, just kind of clunkily sat in the hand, kind of like a cotton candy. Prime would take a bite out of it if he could.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can't see, at least for me. I think this is the worst thing. It sounds a bit crazy when I say it's the worst thing we've ever seen from Shockwave Lab. But I definitely would say the quality on it is a lot lower than what I would have expected them to do.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's just kind of okay. Fair enough. There's no informed price or release date for this at the moment. But there you go. If you're watching the cartoon and you were like, hey, I really want the Allspark, okay. If you were like, I really want the grenades and that rifle that one dude had, I'd raise an eyebrow a bit more, to be honest. There you go. Any thoughts on this, Mikey? This little set of things?
Not really, if I'm honest.
No, don't blame me. Okay, do you want to take us on, Mikey?
Yeah, so Iron Factory have revealed EX42Z Absolute Zero. This is an exclusive for the Shanghai Convention annual meeting. The SGC, I'm assuming, so Shanghai Comic Convention or something, which is online this year on December 19th. 1,500 units. This is a redeco and I think a slight remold of their version of Transmetal 2 Megatron into Cryotech. So the remolding seems to be that you have head options. Now, because I don't think the original had the face-plated head option, and I do seem to remember there are some versions of the Cryotech that have that faceplate.
Oh, okay.
I think, it's not like Cryotech's one of those characters I know a lot about, but
I'm gonna say you're probably right on that. I think you might be right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks good. Like, these are good user colors and everything else.
Yes.
I wouldn't exactly say I'm doing a backflip for it, but no. I think it's a good use of colors and visuals. So I think it's a good looking toy. It is going to be expensive, of course, so be aware of that. But no, I dig it for what it is. What's your thoughts?
I think I prefer the look of this to the Megatron. There's something about the blues that I think I really enjoy about it, and because it doesn't look exactly like how I would expect a Beast Wars Transmetal 2 Megatron to look, it kind of works in its favor because it helps. Like if the Transmetal 2 Megatron was more to the cartoon style, which is not what Iron Factory were going for at all. They were going for their own style. That's fine. But, in my head I go, okay, Cryotech has this nice fancy look to him that's different. So I like it. I'd also give him the grilled mouth plate again just to make him a bit more distinct. Also, I've gotten used to recently, like, dragons and dinosaurs being recolored in Monster Hunter and being given different names. So I'm getting that kind of vibe from this, a bit of a Monster Hunter vibe. But that's just, just because of my recent experiences. But he looks nice. But yeah, you're right. He'll be a pricey boy, I'm sure, just because, the Iron Factory stuff is good quality, but it is expensive as well.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised you don't have any of either the Megatron. Or do you have any Iron Factory apart from the little robot women from ages ago?
Not really looked at them in ages, to be honest. Like, no, I was kind of going to get that bludgeon, the weird sort of samurai bludgeon.
Oh yeah,
because of the art mode, but I just completely went out of my mind until a couple of days ago, where I saw like a review of it came up on my stream.
Right.
So I was just like, oh right.
Is he out or is he still coming out? I thought
honestly,
he was still coming.
Like I said, I saw a review. I didn't look any deeper into him.
Okay, fair enough.
It was just like, oh yeah,
that guy. He's still
that
around.
Guy.
He's still alive.
He's alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Shall we move on? Because we're nearly at the end of the show. Spoilers.
Another busy week, kids.
Yep. Do you want me to take it or do you want to take it?
Feel free.
All right. I may as well do all three because it's all kind of announcing stuff. So, a little bit of a misrepresentation of what this first story is from its title. Cyberverse, Deluxe, Starscream, Soundwave, and Prowl revealed. It's not a reveal. These were leaked images. So, as you can expect, Twitter, like it was a few months ago, got incredibly angry about it, right?
Did it?
Oh, no, they didn't. No, they haven't complained about the leaks at all.
No one talked about these at all.
I wonder why the anger over leaks has stopped now.
Probably because people are getting leaks they want.
I guess.
Because no one got mad about the leaks from Kingdom Wave 2.
No, I noticed that as well. Or any of the other Kingdom leaks that we've had recently, but again, never mind. We've got the images of 3 new guys, the ones I mentioned. They're not very good images, but at least we can go, oh, hey, here they are. We get a basic look at the robot mode of Starscream, Soundwave, and Prowl. We can see that they're not coming with any Build-A-Figure stuff. It's only the Macadam series, waves 1 to 3. Is that going to be called like series 1 and this is series 2, something like that?
Mayhaps.
Maybe, I don't know. But it seems from here on they're not getting anything fancy.
A lot of effect parts though.
Yeah, it says like Sound Blast, Siren Shot, and does Starscream have one? Yeah, Seeker Strike.
Yeah, and it's like he's got a set of missiles that you can plug in.
Yeah.
Which I think is neat. And like Soundwave comes with Laserbeak as well.
Yeah, they kind of did that originally with Megatron, didn't they? Didn't the deluxe Megatron have like an energy blast as well?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think he did, but I don't 100% remember, so I do apologize if that's not entirely true. But hey, what do you think of the choices? I mean, I kind of raised an eyebrow at Prowl.
Yeah, Prowl.
Did he have a big role in season 3?
No, God, no. In season 3, he dies in like episode 2.
Spoilers, but fair enough.
Yeah. But he doesn't do much in season 1, or does very little in season 2. He's a sort of he's like a face you recognize.
Right.
He doesn't do anything in season 3. He's never had a focal episode.
Okay. I can see why they chose him for a deluxe figure then, apart from G1.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, Soundwave and Starscream make a lot of sense.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm really happy to see Soundwave, because now you can have Hot Rod and Soundwave together.
Is that a thing?
Oh, that's a big thing.
Okay.
That is a big thing.
Okay.
Prowl is weird. Prowl is a weird inclusion in here. Unless they're
there are like better Autobots they could have chosen, right?
Well, like there's anyone they could have chosen. They could have picked Perceptor. He would be a good one. Whirl has a fairly big role at times.
Okay.
You could do who else would be a good one? Who's got a good role? Like I would have done Dead End. To be honest, I would have put Dead End in here. He would be my choice for a Build-A-Figure, but like or a deluxe here. But for an Autobot, like who would be a really good one to include? I'm trying to think. Hell, Blur would be better than Prowl.
Didn't Blur die in his intro episode?
Yeah, but he had more relevance to the plot than Prowl does.
Ouch.
Or you could do Rack and Ruin.
I don't think they'd do that, but it would be interesting.
Ratchet would be another one you could put in, because Ratchet has a focal episode.
And he's a G1 character, so again, that would actually make a bit more sense, I suppose.
You could have Cup, because Cup has a weird thing where he serves as a framing device at one point.
Weird.
Yeah, especially since Cup doesn't really do anything. Like, there's plenty of options for the guys who run the show. It's just like, Prowl's just a strange one, because there's no repaints or anything either. Like, Barricade, Blue Streak, that lot, they're not around.
You mean there's not any repaints yet? I mean, I'd be surprised if there was, to be honest, apart from, like, just doing web-exclusive things.
Yeah, do you know who? Windblade, obviously.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There's another one. Really weird. Or like you could have done Slipstream, and then you've got the Seeker repaint mold.
That'd be great,
because she's got a different design to Starscream, but all the Seekers are based off of her. So
that'd be really good, actually. Because like you say, if you get those two out, because if I remember, the first series, as we're calling it, was kind of chunky full of Autobots. Yeah. So you make this last wave, or whatever you want to call this series at the start, 3 Decepticons. You do 2 Seekers, and like you say, you have the 2 Seeker bases. Then you've got the cone head version, because that's all you need to do is change the head, if I remember. And then you've got both female and male bodies. And then you just do, here's a 3-pack.
Yeah.
Here's another 3-pack. Here's the standard 3-pack of Thundercracker, Skywarp, and
Slipstream. There you go.
Or Acid Storm, because you'd have it like that.
Actually, no, Acid Storm would make sense, because Skywarp's a weird one, because Skywarp shows up, never says anything, but is in a lot of background scenes.
Yeah.
But
then for like a second set, you could have which was the one that kept changing gender?
Acid Storm.
Acid Storm.
Give Acid Storm different heads.
Yeah, you do.
That'd be really neat.
You put the male Acid Storm in the first pack, then you put the female Acid Storm in the second pack with like the weirdly coloured ones, the really funky coloured Seekers. You do it like that, and you made that one a Generation Select one, because that one probably wouldn't sell too well.
Yeah, done it.
There you go. You're welcome, marketing.
But yeah, and that's before you get into like the many Decepticons from that line. I'd love to see get a
yeah, exactly.
Deluxe, but it's just Prowl. Why are you here?
Nothing wrong with Prowl. It's
not a bad design either. But
no, it definitely screams, "Hey, G1 fans!
Yeah,
we're still appeasing you, even though this shouldn't be your line technically."
But like, if you are going to do an Autobot, Windblade is kind of the big blinking missing. One, like, why isn't she here?
Yeah, she's the main character.
Yeah,
well,
or Wheeljack. He's not as main as Windblade, but he's a lot bigger of a deal than Prowl.
I would agree with that. Yeah, it's an odd choice. It's a very odd choice. Again, not bad. How do you think the figures actually look in package?
From what we can see, I think that's the design certainly looked like a big step up from the Warriors.
Oh dear, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously we want to see how the op modes turn out and everything else, but I am definitely interested. Starscream is a remarkable joy at times in Cyberverse, and like I love Soundwave. Like Soundwave's just fantastic, so I would definitely like him. And Prowl is there too.
I think like Soundwave would definitely be a hard sell for me. I think I'd find it hard not to buy him.
Yeah.
I think the problem is, like, I remember hearing the Megatron was kind of iffy on his QC, which is why I didn't bother. And by the time I was slightly interested, Shockwave had just floated off into Netherverse, never to be seen again.
Like, I was looking... Like, yeah, that's the problem. Like, I went in to chase him a lot of the deluxes up on the secondary market.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Really?
Because they're a Build-A-Figure wave. That's the thing. So their prices were artificially inflated.
Yeah, and I can't remember if you noticed this, but at least in UK stores, and I'm assuming probably Irish stores as well, they were more expensive than the War for Cybertron stuff.
Yep.
And they weren't better. I'm not sure if they were worse, but they definitely weren't better than them.
No, but that's like when Studio Series came out and we saw the prices.
Yeah,
like Studio Series price versus the standard deluxe price. I think it's improved. But it was something to see.
Yeah, the scales were off balance, I'd say for sure. Yeah, hopefully these will come out at some point. I'd like them not to be silly expensive or silly more expensive, but I guess we'll need to wait and see, and I'll probably just need to suck a big old plum or cherry.
Not your
peach.
Plums.
Maybe suck a big old peach and just buy a Soundwave.
Not your plums.
My plum sons. Talking about plum sucking, we have Generations Kingdom Wave 2 that's been shown, and another wave, like 2.5 or 3. They don't really state what it is.
Like,
it's just here's more.
Yeah, here's more.
Yeah, but we finally got proper images of. Let's go. Actually, I'll just read. I won't scale. I won't scale them. We got Airrazor, Ultra Magnus, Dinobot, Inferno, and Huffer. And we got to see full images of them. And I didn't send you the link because I'm sure you found it yourself, of like them in the promo pictures where they're all posing in robot mode and vehicle mode and all that jazz. So we get to see
and
Dinobot in his Raptor mode and all that jazz. So Mikey, who do you want to talk about first? Who does Mikey want to discuss on the first side? Because I think Dinobot maybe should be left to last.
Yeah, I think Dinobot. You know what? Let's get the ones that we don't want to talk about out of the way.
Okay.
So let's talk G1. So
yeah, I don't know where to start because I don't want any of them.
Easiest one to start, I'd say, is a small one. Starscream.
We're going for the 2.5 wave.
We're going with everything because there's
I didn't mention that because the other ones where we have a Starscream, which is a legend scale. We're just saying legend scale to make it easier. A Megatron, which is legend scale, and we also have Ractonite. Ractonite. Yeah, I was getting there. I got it. Ractonite. We have Ractonite. He's the weird Dinobot thing, and we have RC again because
he is a Styracosaurus.
Lame. No, he's a Triceratops, but without the extra horns.
You're just trying to pick a fight today, aren't you?
He's a unicycloclops.
He's a unicycle.
Clops. He must be a clops.
Does he have the music going behind him going...
No, he has a guy with a trumpet following him. Because he's fat, as we'll talk about. And like I say, we've got RC again, so good.
Yay, the one that everyone loves. The least controversial toy ever released.
You know, I would be 1,000% behind this if they recolored it into Flame War.
I would be behind everything if they recolored in the flame.
Or Nightbird, to be fair. But then I am a slut for both of those Decepticon ladies.
They're so good. It's so good color schemes.
And Sakamoto ruined them for me because he made them so much better.
Yeah, he did.
The failed ninja. The shit ninja.
the shit ninja. And the bike, who is, I believe the technical term is packing.
Oh, I thought you would have just gone with thick.
Thick. Dummy thick.
Dummy thick, yeah. But no, we got watching again.
I need to stop watching Twitch VTubers. I'm learning things I didn't know before, and I was happier not knowing.
Those VTuber girls tell you things you did not yet know.
No, things I didn't ask either.
No, they're so knowledgeable.
Yes, they are. I hope their new ventures go well.
Why does it sound sarcastic when you say that?
I mean that.
I'm sure you do.
I mean
in a mean way. RC is RC. That's the first one to get out of the way with.
Yep.
There seems to literally be no changes.
Yep.
Kind of like with the Optimus Prime, who's coming out again. So woo. You said you wanted to start with Starscream since he's the in quotations new one.
The robot mode is basically kind of a standard wee little semi-classic Starscream. The vehicle mode looks rather chibi.
Yeah, I heard someone say it had like the essence, shall we say, of the Pretender Starscream alt mode, which was also kind of little chunky and fat. And I went, I feel like that may be a wee bit of the owled projection. I could see it, but I think it's more of a case of it wasn't a deliberate thing that they were trying to go for, and I think it's more of a limitation of what they were able to do with their budget and the amount of actual transformation they could get them to do. Yeah. Not the robot mode. The robot mode does not have the essence of the Pretender, as it's not the right colors either.
No. But yeah, I mean, I'm not excited for him at all, but hey...
Hey, Mikey, I'm going to tell you, how about we do a legend scale type of figures for Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
How about we do all G1 characters we've just done again, but small?
Smaller.
You know that meme of, but what if purple? This is the, but what if small?
Well, what if small?
What if small?
What if small indeed. Speaking of small, Megatron, whose tank mode looks kind of cute. Although
and yet they still don't do anything with his goddamn feet again.
Yeah, also that turret.
I kind of like the turret because it's kind of dumb.
The turret, which is a small cylinder with a gun stuck on the front.
Yeah, you know how you save this, Mikey, and it's not much of a change you have to do to it.
Mm-hmm.
Make it into Browning.
Okay, I'll be okay with that.
You still wouldn't be super happy because you'd be like, I was basically just Megatron, but you frame it as Browning, you give him a bit of a neater color scheme, you change the chest, maybe you change the head a little bit. Browning, boom. I'd be like, okay, cool, that's a nice reference.
I'd be okay for Browning. The robot mode is Megatron with big shoulders.
Yep, yeah, pretty much.
Holding himself.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I think that's the best part of the figure.
Yeah, no, I think that's quite neat little thing, and I kind of like the aesthetic of the shoulders. I just wish the robot matched them.
Yeah.
Because that's got kind of the way the shoulders are structured is giving me kind of a World War II vibe.
What do you think if they made it in? I don't know how easy it would be, but the shoulders are making me think. What if they made it into the Armada Megatron?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. It's doable.
Obviously you need to change the chest and the head design, but
yeah.
Again, it would be a little bit different because it looks like he's got a lot on his back as well. So
yeah. So sticking with boring character, like ones that have the least to talk about, Huffer.
Yeah. I still don't know why.
Because Set Buzzard has influence.
I don't know what else the reason could be to do Huffer. I'm sorry, the Huffer stands out there, but you know.
Yeah. If you stand for Huffer, fair play, but
yeah,
he has a little shield thing that presumably forms a bit of his vehicle mode, and is a Huffer. Like, I think it looks like a fairly competently put together toy.
I think it's probably the best Huffer we've had, at least officially.
God, when was the last time we had an official Huffer?
When you say that, do you mean his own mold, or do you mean a repaint?
Yeah, Huffer as a Huffer, the guy Huffer.
Fuck. I don't know, because he's had a lot of repaints from things.
Yeah. Also, he can pull your incredibly expensive box.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he can pull the Optimus Prime trailer, like when he said, "Don't worry, Prime, I'll take the load off." Something from More Than Meets the Eye episode 2.
And then his vehicle mode was crushed by the weight of it because it was a teeny tiny truck.
He's so small.
Yeah. The next up is Inferno, who's a retool of Grapple.
Yep. The wrong one.
No, Andy, it's Inferno.
The wrong one. That's what I said.
But no, see, it's Beast Wars, right?
Yes.
And Inferno's in Beast Wars, right?
Yes.
So this is a toy of Inferno.
Yes, the wrong one.
There is technically fiction that says it's the right one.
You know what we should do? We should phone up Callie and be like, "Can you make one of those summoning videos for doing Beast Wars Inferno?"
We need you to talk about an ant for an hour and a half.
I love Inferno. Here are my favorite lines for Inferno. Please, Hasbro, I'm begging you. I'll do anything. I have a scythe. I'll kill you. I don't want to, but I will. That's what we need. We need Callie to do this.
Yeah, and basically, like, if you liked Grapple, I think you'll like Inferno. Although, I think Grapple looked a bit more fun because he had that big claw.
I like the head design on this one a bit more. And he does seem to be in a nice red, at the very least. Yes. I'll give him that. Yeah,
and the weird thing with me, with Inferno, I never think of his... Like, I always think of the entire box as his head.
Oh, yeah. So when you see, like, the head inside it move, it's weird. Yeah, I agree.
It's weird for me. It's always weird for me. I expect everything to move and, like, conjoin together, but
that's what happened in the show, didn't it?
I don't remember.
So. I think his entire head. I think the entire box moved, but I think realistically, it probably should have just been the head. I don't know.
But yeah. So it's a good looking version of Inferno, but it's the wrong Inferno.
I agree. Yes.
Then, like, the one that I saw a lot of people get excited about was Ultra Magnus.
Okay, why?
Who is a minor retool of the War for Cybertron Voyager mold.
Okay, I really want a side-by-side because it's like, from memory, I can't tell what the differences are.
Basically, the cab looks more earthy.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah. And as far as I remember, the big butt was already a thing.
Oh, okay. I was going to mention his big fat ass.
I think the large bootay was actually something, but
okay.
But he's got newly designed armor to make him look more G1.
How different is the armor? If you know.
Somewhat, if I remember correctly.
Okay, again, for me, I'd need a side-by-side because I have no idea. I'll take your word for it, though.
I'm going off memory here, dude.
That's fine. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think it's nice to have the option.
It feels too soon, though.
Yeah, again, it's like we've just got this character, and like we've just got this basically same toy.
Yeah, the fact that you said it was a minor repaint as well, or sorry, a minor retool.
Yeah,
is not like a ooh cool. That's more of a why wasn't this one just done? Yeah,
like fair play, I suppose, but
I guess
cool. And then there's Ractonite, the Styracosaurubone. Who I will stick with this. I like the design of the beast mode.
Yeah, the beast mode looks really fun. Yeah, I agree.
I really like it. I think it's come out fairly well. I feel like they stopped trying with the robot mode because their whole thing was we want to sell him as a gimmick, not necessarily a figure.
Yes, that feels like it. Here's the thing, I don't think that the gimmick of them turning into the weapon, like, I don't think the weapons look great. At least every time we've seen the weapon modes for these things, they always put them on the most G1 figures.
Yeah.
Maybe they would work better on the Beast Wars guys, but I don't know. I still think it would look kind of messy.
Yeah, it'd have to be seen, but I saw a lot of people say, oh god, Killer Punch is back.
Oh, I like Killer Punch.
I want it to be Killer Punch. You've ruined it for me. Now I have to buy one and spray paint it purple.
Well, to be fair, if you wanted Killer Punch, you could get the Revenge of the Fallen one.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember that.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the big hand.
That's true, unfortunately.
But yeah, this is, I don't know if I'd say it's a step down from Paleo Trex, but I think it's definitely a different kind of not quite there.
I don't like the head design.
I don't like the head. I don't like the arms where he doesn't have proper hands. He's got these little pegs and stuff, which again really says to me like we don't care about this mode.
Yeah.
And the general proportions are not good. Like from straight on, he looked ridiculous.
It's why I thought the smaller one that you didn't like looked proportionally the best out of them, and I still think that's the case.
Yeah, he's like, it's a nice skeleton mode, and it's a not so great robot mode. Would you buy any of these? Do you think these skeleton ones and just never transform them? I'd be tempted with him because I like Styracosaurus as a dino.
Okay.
Not so much Palotrex because look, a skeletal T-Rex.
You haven't had one of those before.
No one's ever made one.
Oh, Mikey, you know what a T-Rex is? They're the Optimus Primes of the dinosaur world. Oh, it's true, isn't it?
It's a little true.
Oh,
I will say
T-Rexes
get designed more. But yeah. So Ractonite. The next one of note would be Airrazor, I suppose.
I guess, yeah.
I really like her. I think she's come together really well. I kind of wish her wings tucked away more, but hey, physics.
Yeah.
But like the Falcon mode looks really good, and it can actually like pose with the wings up, which is nice. And I think working within the context of what you can actually do with Airrazor, if you want her to look kind of Beast Warsy, I think that the robot mode turned out well. It's got good proportions, a good face sculpt, which I think is something these Beast Wars figures are really nailing.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm slightly worried about her stability, looking at those feet. But I'm not excited for her, but I do think she's turned out well.
Okay.
And Tigertron's going to be a bit bigger, so you can have some weird sort of size fetish thing going on, I suppose, if you're into that.
Him big, she's small.
Yeah. But no, I think she's turned out fairly well. Like, she's got limitations. Like, she's got a lot of kibble on the bottom of her beast mode, but hey, they're trying to make it look organic.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Bird Lady?
My biggest concern is going to be how the yellow plastic turns out, because I saw in these images it looks like nice yellow plastic. In other promo images, it kind of looks like a pea yellow.
A pillow, if you will.
A pillow, yeah, and I think the pea yellow doesn't look great. It looks kind of cheap. So I hope in person it again doesn't go for the pea vibe. She does suffer a little bit in her bird mode because she does have, like you say, a lot of underkibble. And I don't think it looks great when you've got the wings spread out fully. It's kind of going a bit too much for the OG toy.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the same in the robot mode. When the robot mode has the wings folded out, I don't think it looks very good. I think it looks much better when you kind of fold the wings back and kind of tuck it away as much as you humanly can.
Yeah,
otherwise,
when you make it a cape. When you make it a cape.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Otherwise, it's very good. It's very nice looking rendition of her. It's weird though that in some of the poses they've got for her robot mode, they've given her the chicken legs as well.
Yeah,
so
also
that's interesting.
There's a weird one where they've given her the falcon head.
Yeah, they did that with who did they do that with last time?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but they
did do it with someone though.
Yeah,
didn't they?
It's definitely weird here because it don't look right.
I think they're trying to get that mutant mask thing kind of down that they used to have for the original things, but it's it doesn't work entirely. Oh, was it Cheeto? No, it wasn't Cheeto they did it for.
I don't remember.
Was it Cheeto? I don't remember. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna just keep doing these weird like fan modes because that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's clearly a fan mode.
Yeah. And then I think overall the Beast Wars figures there hasn't been one in the bunch that I'd say looks bad.
No.
There's been some I'm not flipping a table over, but and last one is Voyager Dinobot.
Not leader.
Not leader. No, he's actually Voyager and sold as a Voyager. But I don't like the raptor hands. I kind of get what they were going for because he kind of held his hands in a weird way in the show, but like it looks weird. It looks weird.
What's wrong with his hands, Mikey? For those who might not be aware,
so you could. I don't even know. Like, all I can think of is there's a pose G Gundam does, the God Gundam does. Where it's just like, and it's just like that. He's doing the weird like snake hand thing.
Do you want me to help you out here?
Go ahead.
Mr. Burns' hands.
Yes.
Yeah, like not when he's doing the fingers, but you know how when the
he's
limp
walking.
wristed just all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, they've done that, but they've also given him like ball joints for the wrist or like hinges. So it's like, well, why? It's strange.
So you can float up and like hold things. I suppose you can lay a golden disc in there or something.
Ooh, you can hold a pencil or a pen on your desk. Yay.
But yeah, apart from that, I think the Raptor mode looks fairly decent. Compromised again, but I think it's turned out fairly well. But I will say, holy shit, that robot mode. That is fantastic looking. I love the cheat for the chest. I think the cheat for the chest is so clever. The face sculpt is fantastic. The overall proportions look good. He looks very poseable. The only real knock is the weapons, because they painted the tail weapon. The sword is purple.
Yeah, why is it metallic purple?
I know that there's a thing like Masterpiece Dinobot, the sword's like a metallic sheen as well, and people think it's because like in Code of Hero, there's like the way the light reflecting on it makes it look a bit pinkish, but
okay. I just thought it was silver.
Yeah, because it was most of the time. But also, the sword is clearly too small for his hands.
Yeah.
And then he's got the big rotatey thing, which looks about as good as that ever did.
Yeah, I get why they made it, but I'd kind of say make the tail good and just don't bother with that myself.
Yeah, but honestly, that robot is really nice. I really like it. I'd like to see him from the back, because I have a horrible feeling there's quite a bit going on there. But no, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, I think the robot mode almost makes up for the Raptor mode, because I don't like that Raptor mode. I think it is too compromised. It's not nearly as good as the Megatron T-Rex mode. Like, if you look at the slightly wonky transformed version with the white background, that I think that shows you a lot better of an idea of what the Raptor's going to be, because there's a lot of his legs just hanging under the toy. It looks messy. I get why it's messy, because they're trying to break everything to make this work. And I don't even know if making him a leader would have helped, but it might have. But thankfully, the robot mode and the head sculpt specifically are just incredibly well done. It's just that Raptor mode I look at and I go, ugh. It's a bit lame, in my opinion.
No, I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah. And the fact is, for the tail, it's just completely straight as well, but with a little purple tip at the end.
Yeah. Always check your purple tips.
Yeah, I guess. What do you think about his toes, Mikey, for his Raptor mode as well, since you're a dinosaur man?
They're pretty accurate to how the show model used to have them.
Okay. Are you disappointed that... Actually, that's weird, though, because they tried to make the animal as real as possible in quotation.
Except for Dinobot.
Shouldn't you have more of the hook thing?
Yeah, well, Dinobot's weird, because Dinobot's the only one where they seem to have gone very show model. And I wonder if that's just because of the nature of the transformation. Just like, no, we can't make this guy look like a semi Jurassic Parky raptor and have him transform into a show accurate Dinobot.
Okay.
Just because his transformation is by far one of the most impossible.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you see it, like, if you're interested and you have the DVDs, or probably even go on YouTube, slow it down by frame. Oh boy. Yeah. It's just the dinosaur kind of gets sucked inside as Dinobot explodes outwards from nowhere.
I like to think of it as like a proto version of what was going on in Beast Machines.
Yeah, they do. They kind of lent into that in Beast Machines. Oh boy. But yeah, that's all the news. That's all the toys. Yeah. I think clearly the standout is Dinobot, and then there's the rest of them. Oh, there's Airrazor, and then there's the rest of them. Oddly, again, the two Beast Wars ones, and then everything else. But hey ho, there you go. Anything else you want to see on these, Mikey? Because we have no idea when they're coming out.
No.
Actually, no, we do. They're meant to be shipping April for Airrazor and Dinobot. So yes, April apparently.
People are starting to get reviews of the first wave, aren't they?
I think so. I wouldn't be surprised.
Also,
are these legit ones? Are these people getting the stuff from China?
I think they're legit because I know that Hasbro sent people boxes.
Really? Wow.
But I also just remembered that War for Cybertron Season 2 is coming out in the next few weeks. No one's talking about it. Oh, God,
really?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's like...
I think it's like
really?
December 30th.
Is it actually?
Yeah. I'm going to double check that.
Happy Christmas. He's a bland TV show. Ha ha ha. Sorry. I'm not that sorry, because I have a feeling it's going to be the exact same quality as the previous season. I think it's the 30th it's going to be out. This is an old news article. It's not going to give me, but I remember the trailer. I think said like end of December. Wow. So, we've had one mediocre trailer.
Yeah, that's fair.
I shouldn't be so negative on it, but I mean, did you see the trailer?
You didn't love it. Well, it was them walking and Double Dealer.
Oh yeah, God, I forgot most of it as well. Holy crap! Yeah, you're right.
And then there was apparently Rotten Tomatoes War for Cybertron Siege has 100% rating based on 15 critics. Visually stunning, surprisingly deep, and still a lot of fun.
Huh.
I question the people who reviewed this.
I mean, everybody gets to define what they find as fun themselves, but I would be surprised.
Question their definition of visually stunning.
Oh that's
and surprisingly deep.
I mean,
when it's remarkably shallow for a Transformer show.
If you phrase it as it's very deep for a 5 to 6 year old show.
I mean, it's much deeper than most of the 5 to 6 year old shows because it's got murder in it.
That's what I'm saying.
But
otherwise, I don't know how else you'd frame it, so that would be true. Yeah, personally.
I would say it's below average for a Transformer show in terms of depth.
Oh, yeah. Well, I suppose it depends on the show, really, or the series.
I'm just looking at like I'm just looking at like the general list. Like I think it's about average to below average.
Average, yeah, that's fair. Average to below average. Yeah. It's as
deep as the tail end of Armada.
I was thinking, is it as deep as G1? And I'm like, maybe that's a bit too mean because G1, you know, I like G1, but I know exactly what it is. You know, I'm no fool. I'm not like this is deep storytelling or anything. I
know
that,
what you are.
Yeah.
But hey, I look forward to poor old Jake Fushi being made to impersonate someone else while Peter Cullen gets increasingly bitter about it.
Isn't that the way? Unfortunately, it is. And that's all of our news. That's all the Transformers news. In and out, baby, because there's nothing else as far as I know. Unless you know of something, Mikey. Do you have the hidden nuggets in your pocket?
They're the third-party headset for Nicey coming out.
Oh, yeah, it's based on the G1 RC one that they were going to do before, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which I saw some people got very excited about, and I was just like, cool, I'm happy with what I've got.
Yeah, I mean, you got the head basically that we saw as the bonus head, and we were like, oh, that's the better head.
Yep. And I was just like, oh, I win.
To be fair, a lot of the people wanted to get her for being RC, so I suppose this is kind of filling that role at the very least. So, yeah, like you say, okay, cool. But I like the other head better. Personally.
Yeah, by the way, December 30th, second season. Confirmed. Of War for Cybertron confirmed.
Oh, I thought you meant Primal. You said season 2, and I was like, ooh, he can't mean Primal.
No one said Primal.
You said season 2, and my joke to you earlier in the week was when season 2.
This boy takes a year to watch a show I've been telling him to watch for a year. A year straight.
Yep.
I told you to watch that show.
Have you watched Fate Zero yet?
I have it lined up, actually, for the week. Okay. Smart ass.
Okay. I was just checking. I've been telling you about that show for a lot longer.
Yeah, but I'm resisting just because you're a dickhead. You resist because you think you're right.
No, I resisted because you resisted, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, I'll just watch it.
We're having some sort of face-off where nothing's happening.
Exactly. It's like when you're like, oh, you're withholding sex from me, I'll withhold sex from you.
No one gets sex now.
Exactly, it's the big old camel sex. Who can outlast the other?
2 weeks later, the pair of them are just sitting there, just like, you'll crack first.
I suppose this leads us on to Mikey. What have you done this week? What you done for fun, son?
Well, I haven't had sex, but that's mostly because we're living in a quarantine zone, and I don't have anyone living in the house to have sex with.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I'm glad you don't have anyone in the house to have sex with.
We're not that close.
The options that you have are not great.
Yeah, we're not that close. Let's see. I just watched the leaked footage from the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer, which is 3 seconds of Godzilla and Kong screaming.
Were they happy screaming? I'm actually surprised that movie's coming out still. I completely forgot about it. Is that next year?
May is it's supposed to hit cinemas and HBO Max.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, like it's been finished for about half a year.
Really? Was it meant to be this year? It was out.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be out like in April.
Wow.
And then May, and then June. No.
Well, it'll definitely hit HBO.
Oh yeah,
What that means for the UK, who fucking knows? I suppose.
Oh yeah, there's that as well. Because hey, America. But hey, Kong's got a beard now, and he's wearing some sort of big collar.
I was hoping you were gonna say like skirt or something, like a Hawaiian skirt.
Like this like rugged 100-meter tall gorilla with an axe and a skirt.
Yeah, palm trees made out of palm trees. Oh, do you remember the movie Hook, Mikey? Do you remember right at the end when all the Lost Boys wear the bamboo armor?
Yes,
like that, but with Kong. Yeah, because he needs the armor against Godzilla, since Godzilla can go nuclear. And Kong's just a monkey.
I am but a man.
He's a big monkey.
What is a god to a non-believer? Well, if you're in its way, the one who killed you.
Exactly.
Because Kanye West's lyrics are bad.
Hang on, were they actually lyrics? I thought you were just saying random things.
No, those were lyrics from a Kanye West song that got around a lot, and then Team Forster used in their version of Broly.
Oh, okay.
As Vegeta's going like, so cool. He's so cool, but he's so dumb. Finished Yakuza Kiwami this week.
Oh, wow. You hammered through that game.
I loved it. Really, really liked it.
Wow.
I find the dichotomy of utterly ridiculous side material and very serious key main story just lovely. Just lovely. Like especially when he's doing things like his RC cars, where he is so into it. God bless him, Kiryu. He's so into it. And the Majima everywhere thing, which was added for Kiwami, from what I understand, which is you're being stalked by a guy who in the first game was just kind of a basic bones villain. And in this is just like your frenemy that you don't want but won't leave you alone. And like through the entire game, he can attack you at literally any point. Like, and it's just like he'll show up in different outfits, but then you get like these events that build his character, and then he gets involved.
Was this Majima? Did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, I know Majima. He's got the eye patch, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That guy.
But yeah, like I'd really recommend like it's an RPG combat kind of thing, and there's a lot of side missions, a lot of talking and stuff like that. So if that turns you off, it turns you off. But I really like the story, and I'm going to keep going with the series since I know Kiwami 2 has a lot of stuff brought in from Zero, because it came after Yakuza 0 in terms of production. I'm going to go and play Zero next. So I get that groundwork. But I don't know when I'll play it. I won't like leap straight into it. But
is it one of those games that's on sale, or is it like the full price at this point?
It's not on sale at the moment, but it's only up there for like €15.
Oh, that's cheap. That's all right.
So yeah, like all the Yakuza games are that, except for the remastered collection for 3, 4, and 5, which is $50 for the 3 of them.
That's still not bad for 3 games.
That's good. And then it's just like. And Yakuza 7 is full price, but that just came out.
Ah, yeah.
But no, like I really liked it. I really, really, really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I caught up in a bit of comic reading with Far Sector, which is that very left field Green Lantern story that I'm still very surprised they were able to make.
Okay.
Which is about a new Lantern with a bit of an unusual ring who's in the middle of nowhere on a planet where emotions are kind of illegal. And she gets caught up in a murder mystery, and she is a massive nerd. And at one point, she turns herself into Gurren Lagann.
Ah, nice.
But she also has sex with at least 3 different people.
Good for her, I suppose.
Of all on a planet of all genders and sizes.
Okay.
So like God only knows. But as in God only knows, like whether she can go home and basically said like, "This is my story." What did you do over there? I slept with everything, literally. And when I say everything, one of them was a tree.
Okay.
A carnivorous tree.
Okay, that sounds dangerous.
Their whole thing is they want to eat you, but they're very respectful about it. But unless they do ask permission before they eat people. And their emotions are suppressed, so they're not like driven by stuff anymore. But she liked him; he seemed nice.
All right.
But yeah, so I like Far Sector a lot. I think it's the best book DC have done in years, to be completely honest. It doesn't feel like it. It's a detective noir story. Like, it's not particularly DC. Was else? I watched some shows. Bit more Gundam X. My real life.
How far are you through now?
I am in the last quarter now, so we've had the Double X. We've had... we're kind of focusing on the tail end of the story. I like that the Double X has mutton chops.
Yeah. He's got a big old X on his face. Basically, it's a neat design. Nice way to get over the X idea of it. I think it's a big jump up from the base X in terms of design.
I like it a lot better than the GX. I think the GX Divider is pretty nice, but I would really like to see kits of the Virago or Visaggio and the Astaroth. I think that's their names.
Oh, Mikey.
Yeah, like all you can really get is the old. I think they're high grade.
They are. They're the original ones that came out when the show came out.
Yeah, so that is a wee like screws and stuff like that. I ain't playing that game.
That would have been like a 90s kit. That's how old it is. Yeah,
96 or 7, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I would like. I think they're cool designs.
Very, very.
Yeah, and I like them better. Like the Airmaster got 2 releases recently.
Yeah, it's the original one was the red one, and then the hobby, the online exclusive is the blue one.
Yeah, but the Leopard hasn't gotten anything except for a kind of build fighters version.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, so you're going to be doing this then, the original version, right?" And it's been 5 years since that one came out, or something.
5 or 6, yeah. But hey, no. But yeah, Gundam X is a good show. It's very interesting having come into this from stuff like modern stuff like Build Divers, the good version, and then like the more retro show which I've seen to Seed, like In Depth or Turn A. Like Turn A is very unusual, and Seed is a relatively fast-paced mess. Gundam X is very of its time. It's got very slow pacing, and a lot of it is standalone, but it's just everything comes together and works in it. Like, it's not an amazing show, but it's an enjoyable one if you're into mech shows. I honestly think Gundam X would be a good starter show.
That's interesting, maybe.
Because it's hitting a lot of the basics, but not in a way that you're going to find repetitive. And also, it's a bit fresher on some of the approaches. Like, even I can tell after what I've seen, what little I've seen, is that there's a lot of repetition of ideas in Gundam. There's a lot of repetition.
Yeah, definitely.
To the point, I think, where it could get a bit much at times. But, what else? I had a list here in my head earlier on, and I was reviewing it, and I've forgotten half of it. Caught up the new episode of Onyx Equinox, which was episode 3.
What is Onyx Equinox? I'm sure I saw you mention that today.
Yeah,
and I was what the hell is Onyx Equinox?
It's a Crunchyroll original American.
Oh, that's series. The Aztec show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, okay,
and
that's right.
That needs to get skids under it.
Oh,
it is so obsessed with its world, it is really neglecting its characters.
Oh, it's One Piece.
Like, we're 3 episodes in, and they've already gone from here's your setup to here's your introducing new characters for a team. And I was like, we needed an episode of just the main character Zell and Yautl, the sort of god spirit thing, where they're interacting and we're setting up their dynamic, because we need to know their dynamic before we start messing with it by introducing someone else. And Zell needs a fucking character beyond my sister's dead. My sister's dead. Oh god, my sister's dead. Did I mention my sister is dead?
No.
Like, we need him to react as an individual to something without, like, even here he's confronted with something from his past, and how he frames it is, my sister's dead.
Okay.
And
sounds like the boy's a little bit obsessed.
A little bit. I obviously not gonna get over it or anything, but maybe just do something with him instead, because but the way they do, like, they spend a lot, like the first 5 minutes of this episode are a flashback, and the problem is you spent a lot of time in previous episodes on building up and set up and flashback and stuff like that, and and like Yautl has the most character, where he's like dismissive and kind of mean and everything else, and I'm just like, clearly we're getting kind of the intent, whether they realize it or not, is an Aji-Ankh dynamic. And also clearly at some point it's going to come down to either Yautl will betray his gods or you will have to kill Yautl.
Yeah.
And I need a dynamic set up so I know which side I'm on in that argument.
Do you not think they're going to go full O's?
Oh no, I don't think he's going to change sides.
Okay.
Just because, like, the framing of this and stuff, I'd be very surprised if he went, like, full, actually, no, you're kind of cool, kid.
But you don't think they might drop in the little hints, as they did with Ankh through O's, and, like, eventually poker them? Though, to be fair, it's a Western show on Netflix, so it's probably not going to get enough episodes to poke enough. Yeah.
And I'd like them, you know me, I'd love if they did it.
Sure.
But the pacing and the attention to character and plot right now is not there. And every episode they have, they're running out of time. They do not have a year to tell this story.
No.
So I would really like them to do something with it. I really like the world. I think the world is fantastic. And like I said before, I really like the mythology and everything around it. And it's not the mythology I'm familiar with. But you gotta do something with it, man. You gotta... At this stage, anything... Like, they spend this episode introducing these, like, twins who play a game, a Mesoamerican game. And I've seen, like, the idea of twins playing this sport in other, like, bits of fiction that I know have kind of a Mesoamerican origin. So I know it's a thing that twins are playing this game. But the whole thing is just them being jocks and swearing. And then because the magic ball has to come with them, they get dragged along and going forward. And just like, you could have done more with this. Like, oh, we tried to introduce one was kind of okay, but then he wasn't, and now it's just like, they're assholes. They're assholes that we're stuck with. And like, not knowing how many episodes this show has makes me nervous. Because if this is like 10 or 12, that's bad pacing.
Oh, this was really good, wasn't it?
Yes, it was very good. So yeah, like... I'll give it a couple more episodes to see how I think, but this is something I don't feel the need to, like, I'm going to watch it until the end to make sure I get the best out of it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's something like, okay, we'll see. Cool. The other end of the scale, we have Ruby Volume 8, Episode 4, I want to say? 4 or 5? Okay. Which is still good. I really like the tone of this season. It's very dark. Nothing happy about it. We have a bit of an upset in some of the events, but the general tone is everything is fucked.
Good message. Hardy
good message. Like, may have killed off another character. Really hope they haven't, but they may have killed someone off. We also get a fairly decent fight scene. Not one of their, like, very, very best, but a good, well choreographed one. It was also really highlighting, like, the character of Cinder. One concern I have with her is that they need to start doing something with her. Because, like, her whole thing now is, like, I'm the bad guy, I'm gonna do something bad, but I don't work for anyone. And, like, there is a very clearly established food chain of which she is not at the top. And, like, the thing is, I don't really want her to get a redemption arc. Because I like the idea that she is just that far gone. Like, she's just that narcissistic and self-obsessed and cruel and everything else. Like, I don't want her to be... I think they'd probably do it well, but I'd rather... Like, she gets her comeuppance, and I rarely say that about villains. Like, she's just like, comeuppance would be fun in this case, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, but Ruby, still very good. Definitely the worst opening of the franchise. I will say, they do edit the openings very well, but the music, the music they've been using the same artist since season 1. And they're always kind of doing the same song.
Right. Are you saying it's getting a bit stale and needs a little bit of a change?
Not just that, it's like, I feel like their approach is just like, okay, cool, just saying something that sounds vaguely like you. So I would like to see something different. And last thing of note really is I watched Mandalorian episode 6, I want to say.
Okay.
Which is one of the better ones, even though it's mostly just a 20-minute fight scene, and it's a half-hour episode.
Wow.
So it's basically just... Cause some spoilers here, just because I think I have to talk about them. Because as someone who's quite critical of the show, I think it's important to be able to note the positives. It's basically just Mandalorian, a character from the first season, and Boba Fett get in a fight with some stormtroopers.
Cool.
And Boba Fett does not get more character. Boba Fett is just made to look cool by killing shit.
Okay. Cool.
But it's also like, they're so into the meme of stormtroopers suck that it's kind of ridiculous.
Right.
Like, they are absolutely useless. And I mean, so bad. It's like... And people are always reacting like, stormtroopers! And it's just like, yeah, stormtroopers.
They kind of... It felt they're really leaning heavily into that, especially... Because they kind of did that in Season 1 as well, didn't they?
Briefly.
At the end of the season, with the like the last episode, wasn't it, where the stormtroopers couldn't shoot a rock that wasn't moving? Yeah,
like they can't shoot anything in this. Like they couldn't hit me from like if I was holding the gun and pointing it at my head, they'd miss.
I think an issue that I get why they do it because the plot armor was heavy in the original movies, but then it's meant to be that kind of story. It's not meant to be a deep, complex story. Start with the first trilogy is not a deep, complex story, and you need to have those.
Andy.
Yes,
I'm sure it is. It's Star Wars, the deepest story. I'm told.
Okay, no, it's not. But you need kind of like the incompetent, like plot armor. Or the insane plot armor to get characters there. Because otherwise, how did the stormtroopers take over the galaxy? If there's 20 of them, and they can't shoot for shit.
No, it's 20 of them versus a sniper in close combat with a sniper rifle, and the sniper is shooting faster than them and better than them.
Yeah. I can think of one time where the stormtroopers were as a legit threat. And that's at the end of Revenge of the Sith. Where they actually murder all the Jedi.
Yeah, but were those technically the stormtroopers? Because aren't like I don't know, like I don't know, like they
never go into it too much, but it's like the clones are meant to be better than the stormtroopers, but they're meant to be clones in the stormtroopers as well. But I don't know by how much.
Would presumably all be very old though.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
but even then, it's like. You have 20 guys and they can't hit one guy. If you've got 20 versus 20, I think the stormtroopers are dying just on the basis that they can't hit 20 dudes, and probably the rebels can.
Yeah, I think the most competent stormtrooper was Phasma, and she was terrible.
Yeah.
We
don't talk about the sequel trilogy.
But Andy, Phasma, she was amazing. Remember all that promo stuff? Remember it? We were told we would love her.
I remember they said Game of Thrones would end well as well.
They told us that every movie would have her play a bigger and more significant role.
Oh God, did they? Is that what they said? I can't remember them saying that, but I can believe it.
I remember them making the actress go into interviews and say she was really enjoyed the deep character moments Phasma was getting.
She probably was told that that's what was going to happen with her character as well, which is even more depressing.
Yeah. But yeah, like, it's a dumb episode, and it's just a fight scene, and it ends with, like, fuck, we lost the baby. But that also leads into a mildly funny scene of Baby Yoda slamming stormtroopers against a bulkhead.
Oh, like, he's just got these two... Again.
He doesn't kill them, he's just, like, bashing these two stormtroopers off each other. And
Are you sure that wouldn't kill them?
Well, they were alive.
Okay, but if, like, you saw that, would they have died?
I mean, at one point, he did start trying to force choke.
Oh, no.
But it's like, because the idea was like, you will tire yourself out because you are so small. And he did. But it was just like, it's still funny. And there is a moment in the show where I think they actually did something with the relationship between Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian. Which is non-existent. He's a fucking pet. He is a pet. He's treated as an animal. More than anything else. People say, is that your pet? Even despite the fact it's wearing clothes.
To be fair, in this day and age, people put clothes on their animals, so you know.
But yeah, I wouldn't exactly I look forward to seeing the 10 out of 10 and everything else. Everyone's going to be reviewing it, but
Jason,
it's an average episode of an average show, but I thought it was enjoyable for what it was, and I mean, again, it's basically just do you want to see Boba Fett hit stuff with a hammer?
Some people do. That's fair enough.
And then you see Boba Fett hit stuff with a hammer.
Okay.
And yeah, that was kind of my week, really. What about you, Andy?
I finished off Primal Season 1. That's a very good show.
Were you filled with rage and just this is a waste of my time?
No, I don't think that was ever going to be a thing that was going to happen, though. Are some people filled with rage after seeing that show?
I'm sure someone is. I don't care, but I'm sure someone is. I was
going to say they shouldn't be, because it was very, very good. Which is unsurprising, because it's a Genndy show. The only Genndy Tartakovsky shows I don't care, I would say don't care about rather than don't like. I don't care about other his comedy shows, i.e. Dexter's Lab and Powerpuff Girls. That era of cartoons was just never for me. But then Genndy moved into action, and I was happy. Actually, I wouldn't say action, because action's almost kind of demeaning to what the shows is that he does. Maybe cinematic action is maybe a better way to phrase it, because he always, Samurai Jack is very classic cinema filming techniques and stuff like that, and nods back to the great cinema makers of the past. And I definitely feel that is transitioned over to Primal. Certainly very well. I'm trying to think what my favorite episode was. The zombie episode was quite interesting. I at first I thought the episode was going to end with the rest of the Brachiosauruses or whatever those things were. I'm not the Dino Man. You're the Dino Man here.
I'm not giving you answers.
I thought that it was going to have them at the end, them all rise up. But then I thought, okay, because it's a zombie thing, and it's there's always a twist at the end. But I guess that the plague, the zombie plague, they have to be alive while bit for the infection to kind of kick off. They can't be bit and then killed.
You act like a zombie. You're not literally a zombie.
Yeah, it's not the same idea. You just start to melt, and once you're infected, you won't die. But you can't be bitten and then killed and then come back.
Yeah.
But it was very good. They did well for the. Oh no! This tiny. I like the faces that dinosaur made as the little smaller dinosaur was just kind of running around its legs and and it's just looking down all the way down okay. It bites his leg and he just goes, go away. Flicks him across, it smashes off the tree and he's like, okay. That guy, that poor dinosaur had a very bad day.
Yes, he could have had it better.
Very, very bad. He just wanted to drink, and then he's when he's drinking the water and just starts vomiting up the blood, and then stops, looks sad, vomits up more blood, and all of the other dinosaurs that just look at him like, Brad, what's happening, bro?
Brad, we drink from here.
Yeah, he made a mess of that. He made a fucking mess of that lake. Jesus. I think the only episode I didn't like was the one that we kind of briefly mentioned last night while chatting, which was the Night Feeder episode. Which was, the basic premise was there was a creature in the forest that attacked kind of at the speed of sound, something like that. And you told me that originally the idea apparently was to have it as a mythological creature where at the end, spoilers, it's just a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. There wasn't much to it.
I think it's got some of the best visual, I love that last scene. I think it's really, the visuals, the visuals with the fire and everything else, I think are really well done.
Yes, I think it had some good storyboarding ideas. I just don't think it transitioned into a very compelling story. Especially compared to the Witches episode. What was it, Coven of the Damned?
Yes.
It was called? I thought that one was very, very good. That was a very good episode. Very sad as well. Genndy likes to do his sad episodes every now and again. And that's a very sad episode.
No, it's fine. The wolf gave her a hug.
Yes, a hug in its mouth. I actually thought they were going to save her, but then I thought, no, to be fair, they probably couldn't have saved her.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just a really strong series. I would have been annoyed to have only watched 10 episodes in one go, though. Sorry, 5 episodes in one go, and then sat around going, fuck! Fuck you! So it was nice to watch them kind of like over the course of a week, basically. Hey, what who knew? Gendy, high quality show, very enjoyable. It's hard to talk about the characters because there is such little dialogue, and I wouldn't be surprised if that put off a lot of people.
Yeah, and like what you get from the characters, it's very interpretive.
Yes, and some people don't like that, which is fair enough. But I thought it was really well told. I said this to you last night as well. I felt that I was able to hear words from them, even though they weren't saying anything.
Yeah. I think like in the Night Feather one, where Spear like seems just basically go like, I cannot sit here listening to this anymore. And he tries to run out, and Fang just like blocks him. You just kind of hear her going like, "Sit the fuck down."
Yeah, I was trying to discern at that point whether I couldn't figure out whether she was saying it's not our business, leave it alone, or no, that's fucking dangerous, let's not go over there.
Yeah, probably a bit of both, knowing her.
Probably. Yeah, I really like the part 5 as well, where what was it, the Rage of the Monkey Men or something like that.
Rage the Ape Men.
Yeah, that was a really fun episode.
Yeah, Gorillas are dicks.
Yeah. It was kind of Planets of the Apes-y. I actually thought they were going to be made the main antagonist of the show for a bit. Like, there was going to be like this is why there aren't any gorilla men, because Spear killed them all. It was almost an Incredible Hulk, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde almost episode, where he kind of drank this black goo and hulked up.
I kind of found it interesting that the first bit of evidence of civilization in the series is a bunch of violent ape men.
Yeah, because they had their own culture and everything. Yeah, a full like hierarchy system of like the gorillas clearly were some sort of leaders, apart from the white chimpanzee who was the spiritual leader,
kind of a shaman or something.
Yeah. It was really interesting. It seems like there are multiple pockets of cultures, like the witches' coven. I assume they were probably humanish. They don't look like they're our species, whatever they are. But no, and I noticed that, like, for them, they had horns until they had a child, and I don't know if the horns were a headdress thing, or if they actually did have wooden horns. Yeah, it's difficult to tell, because you do see one or two outside the ceremonies, but most of them have a child. That's the thing. So I wondered if that was one of the like, you got a child and you became more human, or at least you got rid of the horns, or were they just headdresses or something like that? Yeah, and it's like ceremonially, you don't wear them. Yeah. And it never really went into as well what happened to those children, because at first, again, I thought that the guy being sacrificed was a child. Yeah, I thought that as well, actually. Which I thought would have made a really interesting kind of circle of life kind of thing. Yeah, I assumed that it was going to be they sacrificed the children after they reach a certain age, that was going to be like, that was her son. Yeah. But like, I mean, the way I read it, basically, they don't have any other way of reproducing. They take the essence of men, presumably, and then those children, they may look human at first, but as they age, that's what they become. Oh, the old women. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, who may not be old women. That's true. They could be quite youthful for all we know. But... Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, they do a lot of really interesting ideas in the story. I am looking forward to season 2, because like you said when you talked about the finale, it seems like at least they will be an antagonist for at least episode 1. I don't know whether it'll be an entire season of them saving the very, very, very tall lady, the modern human. Yes. Yeah. That opens up a lot of questions, because maybe not modern, but at least like she's a Homo sapien of some sort. Yes, definitely. She's not like Spear, as you call him. Yeah. Or as he's called. Something I really liked is that they actually get quite accurate with him and her, because like Neanderthals were shorter than us. Oh, okay, yeah. So, but they weren't dumber than us. Right. People think of them as dumber than us. They weren't. And I like that Spear is in this no way, like, he doesn't come across like, oh my god, this is some sort of super genius. He's just like, I never thought of doing this with a stick and some twigs. He does that earlier on as well with some of the ape men stuff as well, doesn't he? Yeah, which is kind of nice. And I really wasn't the idea with Neanderthals that one of the other reasons why they kind of died out was because they didn't specialize the genders as much as we did, so that females would go out fighting as well and they'd be killed as well. There was a theory that there was a lot less gender differentiation in terms of tasks, and
you reduce your breeding stock, and in a situation where you're under, that's fine when you're not under a big evolutionary pressure.
Oh, totally, yeah.
But I also like that the bit where you're just like, I could use a bow and arrow too, or I could get a real big fucking bit of wood.
Yeah, I could use my spear and use it on this bow, and he shoots through three monkeys. So it's like, god damn.
I like that fight because it's like the most one-sided fight in the show.
Oh yeah, it's horrific. It's like Jesus. Actually, no. The one-sided fight was when the small monkeys decided to fight him when he was hulked up. That was the one-sided fight. Whereas there's like, no. I'm actually surprised. Like, unless this was like, I assumed that the monkeys that attacked him in that last episode were the survivors of the previous episode. But at that point, I would have been like, as well, why would the monkeys not learn? Don't.
Like, I'm honestly wondering if they were basically paid off. Like, go kidnap that lady for us.
Oh, the monkeys. That'd be interesting. If
and then, like, okay, you've done your job. Kill them.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I am looking forward to seeing what they do. Like, I think, again, like you said, I don't see it as being a long-lasting series. Just because of how the storytelling works and because there isn't a huge amount of dialogue and stuff. Maybe there will be. Maybe it will be like Samurai Jack and they can squeeze out 5 seasons, but it being probably quite an expensive show on Adult Swim probably means 2 seasons might be the max, maybe 3. I think we'll be lucky if we get a third one, to be honest.
Yeah, and whatever happens, I really hope it's a case of, okay, it's cancelled well in advance of them being able to do their story.
Yes, let them wrap up at the very least. Don't do what you did with Samurai Jack and then we have to wait 10 years for Gendy to come back and say, guys, please, for fuck's sake.
I have been sitting on this for a decade.
Yeah, exactly. So as I've been doing that, I finished that and I've been watching Symbiotic Titan again because that's another Gendy show that will actually never come back because of horrible, shitty tax reasons.
Yep.
Because it got written off, so therefore it can never be brought back. And that's a really good show as well. Though it is very like if you look at Samurai Jack and then you look at Primal, you go, "Yep, I can see how these connect." They're very storyboard driven, and they're very like based on the scene and the expressions. While Symbiotic Titan is much more of a standard show in a lot of ways. You know, there's a lot more dialogue, and it kind of flows more into the. I don't want to say stereotypical, but I'd say earlier on it feels very much like what you would expect from a kids show that's trying to do a bit of mecha stuff, but it is still quite violent and does have quite a bit of sex in there as well.
Quite a bit, actually.
Yeah,
yeah. Remember.
Yeah, it's surprising. You go, wow, they're playing up the sexy angle for quite a bit of this, which is fair enough. But no, that's still a very good show. Still very good. It's still a bummer. I think I'm like on episode 5 or 6, so still very early going. Basically, it's 2 seasons of Primal, potentially. That's it. It's only 20 episodes. What else did I get to in the week? Bleg. A little bit of Christmas stuff, which isn't very interesting. And did I watch anything else? Racking my little pea brain around. I don't think I did. I've been doing streaming, of course. I did a little bit of painting. You and I, at some point, I guess we'll need to do a comic show. And do another a trade 2 of Annihilation, which we can do before Christmas. That'll be a good idea, I think. Yeah. Did I mention I bought Doom and Doom Eternal during the sales?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I haven't played them yet because I'm waiting for that for stream, but I've got Doom and Doom Eternal. I think both of them together when they were on sale came to about, it was either 15 or 20 quid for both of them together. I was like, that's an okay price. That's pretty good. That's a good chunk of apparently high quality gaming right there. So I was like, yep, done. That'll do. Very nice. And anything else I've got is coming to me, I think, rather than actually here. So I can't really talk about it. Not until I got it. Yeah. Oh,
did you watch the trailer for Dinosaur?
I did. It's as ever. It's a very unsatisfying trailer. I don't think their trailers are very good.
No, because they're all about just here's some visuals and some music.
Yes, and
but
that's
we
about
did get a reveal out of it.
We got what? Sorry,
we got a reveal out of it.
What reveal do you mean?
It hadn't come out before that Dinosaur was going to be combining Super Robot. They just said right. They hadn't actually shown what Dinosaur was going to be doing. We just knew it was going to be a dinosaur robot.
Oh right, okay. I thought we knew that. I don't know why I thought we knew that.
Because
like in
the original Gridman, it's armor.
Yeah, that's right.
But I didn't know what they were going to do. But it looks like Dinosaur is going to be a core for a combiner.
Okay.
Which has a face which is remarkably similar to Starsaber's.
I saw people talking about that, and I was like, "Oh, was this a fake thing?" I saw that had SSSS Gridman this name X to Karatomi. Is that like a proper official thing?
No, that's a real thing. I'm guessing we're getting DX toys of some sort.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Don't know, because the last bunch weren't great.
That's the thing. But maybe this means we'll get even more bizarre references. I saw one of the theoretical things was not G2 Grimlock, the cancelled G2 Grimlock, the orange one with the white stripe, the green stripes on it, which I was like, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm looking at the designs now. Like I wouldn't be shocked, but like the rest of them, I don't know. Like there's some stuff that looks vaguely familiar, but that's assuming they're going down the same route.
Yeah.
Like, people are, like, there's no guarantee they're going to take the same, approach with the aesthetic again.
Because we don't even know what they're doing with the story. We don't even know if it's in the same world.
Yeah, like, if it is, please, for the love of God, let Auntie show up. Like, I'm just saying, like, halfway through it, just have Auntie just, like, okay, you're doing something, and he's like, you fucking noobs!
Yeah. You guys suck. I hate you.
Yeah. I'm gonna help, but I'm helping because you need to get your shit together.
The monsters are all very, very colourful, though.
Yes! Yeah, I like
super colourful. 90s colour.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, when's this out again? Oh, April.
April.
Oh, fuck,
so same time, actually, Gridman came out, I believe.
Really? Oh, I suppose that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. It's still a long wait, and I guess it'll probably be a similar amount of episodes, I would guess. I'm hoping for the anime sales as well, the Blu-rays. I'm hoping that goes into it, but we're however 6 days through the 12 days of anime sales, and there's yet to be any DVD that or DVD set that I've been like, ooh, I need this. Maybe for the best, maybe for the worst. But for the worst, technically, because I don't buy a thing. For the best, because I don't buy anything, and I save money. That's the way it be. That's it for me, Mikey. Do you have anything else?
Not really, no. It's me.
All right. I have a few little bits and lebobos, so let me tell you about lebits and lebobos. We got a message from Skirt.
Oh no! Oh, do you know? I completely forgot. I got figures.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You got the Dictus.
Yeah, I got the. I'm not doing the full name, but I got the high grade Universal Century Dictus, and I
the thing you've been waiting for ages and ages.
Yeah,
and ages.
yeah. It's great. I love it. It's fantastic. It's a really quick build, and you only have to do lining in half of it, and there's not much detail to line, but it's so expressive.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And like it's so good to put in a monster screaming pose with the extender piece for the neck. And it's got really good articulation and so many effect parts. I really, really like it. It's got so much character.
That's good.
It's excellent. It's excellent. Really, really like. I don't know if I recommend it for the same price I paid for it, but I do recommend it if you can get hold of it. I know Big Bad's got a few of them, but they are inflated.
It's really annoying how I think both me and you have said this before, either on here or in person or online, I should say. It's really annoying that most of the really, really interesting stuff is locked behind a P Bandai wall.
Yeah, yeah. Because they've got the purple version of the F90 coming out, and I think that looks really good too.
Oh yeah, it's not the F91, is it? It's like the F something.
The F90 Unit 2.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's got really good purple on it.
I may have put a pre-order in for that.
Ooh, Mikey.
Because I missed out on the Stormbringer, the Fatal Ash Stormbringer.
Which one was that? Was that the green?
The
green Mark, whatever it is, RX-78.
No, it's not the RX. No, it's the. Do you remember what you showed me a picture of it? The Figure Soko?
Oh yeah. I say RX-78 because it just looks like a basic Gundam.
I think it's an original design. As much as
a Gundam looks like anything other than the RX-78.
Yeah, there was that. But so like I got a pre-order in for the F90 anyway. So just because it wasn't a super expensive one, and I'm just like I don't want to miss out on this because it looks good, and it's another written new mold as well.
Oh, is it? Okay.
At least it's a recent mold. 2019, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so Dictus I think is super, super cool. And if I hear anyone complaining about it because it doesn't look serious enough, you can go to hell.
I just don't think people are going to talk about it, which might be worse, to be fair.
Yeah, like, we need more of that. I am not looking forward to when it's revealed, like, and now we're doing the other hand.
Yep.
Which is the same thing but reversed. And I'm like, no, I'm not buying that. But no, I am not buying the exact same thing but with the color reversed.
But weren't they a pair?
You kind of.
Okay.
Kind of. One of them was technically dead.
Okay.
One of them's technically sentient.
But wouldn't you want both of them because they are a pair? Kind of?
No, I'm good with one because I got the one that mattered more for the story.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like you're not as big of a fan as I thought you were.
Go to hell. And yeah, I finished building Metal Garurumon, who is also excellent.
Oh, that's good. Is he better than the Greymon?
Miles ahead of him in terms of articulation engineering. And I mean miles. Like, I really like that kit, and it's a really good build, and I really like the aesthetic. But they really sacrificed the articulation. Metal Garurumon's got a ton of really, really good articulation. He's got multiple joints. He's got loads of effect parts as well, and lots of like gimmicks and stuff. So I really, really like him, and he's he's definitely one I could recommend for the price you can buy him for. So I would say he's well worth a pop if you're ever if you wanted to try one of these Figure Eyes standard Digimon and you just like go with him, he'd be my one to go with. Like the Omegamon is an old kit that they rebranded and apparently aged the same. War Greymon's a concept idea, but Metal Garurumon's kind of the production model, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Sorry, I completely forgot about those, so I wanted to throw them in.
Was it just those two? Was there anything else?
That was that.
Okay, we got a message from Skirt last week, just as we put out the last show, and it was a comment about us talking about ReZero Season 2 Part 1. Very good analysis / solid review, and fun little ideas going on, you two. Definitely with Andy on the early on thinking that Roswell might be a future / twisted version of Subaru after losing their powers. Though also agree that now has the potential is possibly too obvious a direction, haha. Maybe he was simply someone from another world that the witch took an interest into, though, ?
That would be interesting.
Yeah. That might be actually an interesting dynamic to have, that Subaru is not alone of being a being from another world. Yeah, I suppose that doesn't mean from our world either, does it? It could just be from another world. Yeah,
they could pull the Shield Hero thing. I just like there's multiple universes and we're pulling people from everywhere.
Yeah, I'd be all right with that. That's an interesting idea. Could be cool. And what's the other? I think we've got one. Let's check. When was that? 28. I think we've got this one from Tentamon. Yeah, you're gonna have to let me know. I think this is new. No, hang on. No, here it is. So is it just me, or is Kingdom's Dinobot Raptor Mode's hands a bit Austin Powers behave thing? Because that's a big selling. Because that is a bit of a selling point for me too. I can see that. I kind of try and forget Austin Powers, to be honest.
I barely remember. I remember a few of the memes.
Oh yeah, they were a meme for a little while, weren't they? For some reason.
Yeah, I don't really. I can remember him saying "Oh, behave."
Yes.
I don't really remember much else about the movies because I haven't seen them since the last one came out.
Yeah, that might be the same for me, actually. Perhaps. It's been a long, long time, I can tell you that much. Long time. I think we've got another message as well. Oh no, I covered this one. I'm looking at the one on the Facebook page, and it's the one talking about the Mandalorian that we both talked about last time. So I think that's it.
Mandalorian.
Right, I think that's all. So, Mr. Mikey, where can people find you online if you want them to? Will you be sitting in a little circle begging for Persona 3 to be played by Callie? Will that be a thing?
I mean, if a ceremony goes again, I think it's only moral to take part in it.
That's fair, yes.
You know, like, if you're going to summon the Dark Lord Cthulhu, you might as well do it right. Also, oh my god, someone's doing a conversion kit from a Gundam into the Netherlands Gundam.
Yeah, Jai sent us the thing for that, and
Nether Gundam.
My only disappointment is there is still no official version of Windmill Gundam.
Yep. Yes, but I would like to know which kit they're using as the baseline and how much would they would like for this.
I'm sure deals can be made.
Nether Gundam. The best Gundam. Or like one of the best Gundams because it is a windmill.
Mm.
It is a windmill that will kill you. Yes, so yeah, if you want to contact me, there's Irish Paleo, and of course you can send us a message over on gmail.com, themoonbase2@gmail.com, and everywhere else, which I won't go into for the 1,000th time. I'm a bit sleepy today. Andy, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter as CCTFW, YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums, so on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You can find me on Twitch as CCTFW, where I do video games and stuff like that. And you can also head over to the ccbunker.weebly.com if you want to get the podcast that way. And if you want to head over to patreon.com/moonbase2 and do $2 each month, you can get the extended version of From the Files of Teltron 2, and you get it a week early. And you also get the Moonbase Woo Woo, where me and Mikey talk about a specific subject in greater detail and depth. As we mentioned, Skirt sent us a comment about us talking about ReZero Season 2 Part 1. And this month's will be something Christmassy related. I don't know what, though. But it will be. But it will be out probably on Christmas.
Yep.
Because I won't have anything to do Christmas Day, so editing a podcast will be my gift to myself, I suppose. So, Mr. Mikey, thank you for joining me for the show today.
I like things.
Oh, wow. He likes things. You heard it here first, people. Despite what other people I hear say on the internet about what you like, which is nothing. Mikey angrily types, I like things, shut up. So until next week, everybody, thank you for joining me, thank you for joining Mikey, and we will catch you next time for more Moonbase 2 action. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You are now leaving Moonbase 2.